What's going on, everybody? I wanted to make a video kind of like my other video of talking about the EcoBoost and stuff like that. One of them boring videos where I just sit here and talk. I don't do anything fun. Don't get to see any vehicle action, but I'm somebody who I like to share knowledge. I mean, everybody, I grew up a car enthusiast and stuff like that, and everybody has to learn somewhere. And, you learn through asking questions and stuff like that, and through kind of getting out there and doing it yourself. But sometimes you don't know what questions to ask or something, or sometimes you don't know whenever something is a lie or whatever. So one of the things I hate the most is false advertisement and mislabeling and stuff like that to sell a product. And it happens a lot. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that sell a product. I mean, we've all seen them, like those little, tuner chips or whatever. You plug it in, gives you, you'll get 25 miles a gallon, all this kind of stuff, whatever. We all know that's a lie. But whenever you've got somebody that tries to go through the extent of doing, dyno graphs and stuff like that, and they'll have those people that see that and think that that's true, and they'll go out there and buy their product. And that's one thing that I can't stand, because you're ripping people off, for one. And two, just, I don't know, I try to be an honest person. I try to be the best person I can. And of course, business is a whole different story. You've got all kinds of crooks and stuff like that out there. But what I wanted to talk about is Powerstroke related, and I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, because I'm not interested in trying to call anybody out. I'm just talking off of what I've seen. First off, this is more so for 17 and 19 Powerstrokes, because this is what was involved in the video and the company that was doing this. This has to do with essentially a tune only deleted 17 to 19 6.7 Powerstroke, making claims of it making 600 horsepower to the tire and stuff like that. And that is a lie. Whenever I was building my truck, I called around and I'm still learning about the truck and stuff like that. And I call around to multiple different shops or whatever, and I pick their brain and stuff, talk to their mechanics, talk to their engineers or whatever. And I pick their brain about stuff. I personally myself, by trade, I am a mechanical specialist, and I work for a natural gas pipeline company. I work on engines that are the size of your house. That's what I build. That's what I do. I help, I troubleshoot them, work on them, build them, everything. I've even helped with, installs and stuff, and help redesigning certain aspects of an engine to get it to run based off of, the fuel available at that station and things like that. So I love to dive deep into the technical aspect of stuff. And so it really bugs me that there's somebody out there marketing that there is a 600 wheel horsepower package, basically, for a 17 and 19 Powerstroke. Okay, and I'm not just, this isn't me just speculating, this isn't me just assuming or whatever. This is me. I have called around to your big diesel performance shops that deal with Powerstrokes. And I even talked to the one that made these claims or whatever. And of course they said, yeah, you can do it. We did it, all this kind of stuff, whatever. Well, you can't. Okay. You can make a dyno read whatever you want that dyno to read. There's so many different variables whenever it comes to dyno run. You can do unloaded versus loaded. You can do smooth. You can do, the corrected versus non-corrected, and all that kind of stuff will affect your numbers. Okay. And the big thing is a loaded versus unloaded dyno. That really affects your numbers. What gear you do your pull in will also affect your numbers. You've got to be in your 1-to-1 gear, or else you're not getting accurate numbers. You can do your run in a different gear and you're going to get a higher number. Okay, I've made a bolt-on 5.3 Chevrolet, which, I mean, even full bolt-on that truck, it was like a '05 Chevrolet. It's the one on my channel, actually. Back when I had that truck, we made that one on the dyno. We made that one read about 310 horsepower to the tire, which it was nowhere close to making that. That truck probably made about 270 to the tire, somewhere around in there, as it sat. But we were able to make it read 310 horsepower to the dyno because we manipulated the dyno. Because we manipulated how we did our dyno pulls. Okay? So, but we also weren't out there claiming, oh, we have the highest horsepower bolt-on 5.3, whatever. No, we did that on purpose just to show that you can essentially make the dyno read whatever you want it to read. A dyno is not an end-all, be-all. A dyno is just a tool. That's all it is. It helps you tune. You've got those people out there that care so much about the horsepower and torque number and whatever, and all it is for bragging rights. That's all it's for. It doesn't mean anything. You can have two of these same exact vehicles. One makes 600 horsepower, one makes 500 horsepower, and that 500 horsepower truck can run all over that 600 horsepower truck because it may be set up better. It may be tuned better. Horsepower, torque, all that kind of stuff, that is a tuning tool. You want to look at the curve and stuff like that. You want your curve to look a certain way. That's why, a lot of my friends that tune, one of my close friends that tunes, does a lot of LS stuff. He owned a shop and had a dyno and hated whenever people would come in and want to do dyno tunes. Hated it. Got to the point where he didn't even offer it anymore because he doesn't like tuning on the dyno. He prefers to tune on the street. Real world tuning, real world, you can't get any better, simulation street tune than you can tuning it on the street. And of course, he would tune it and people would come in and they would want to know what their car makes on the dyno. And of course, he would always warn them, look, your car is probably going to make less power than what you think it is, but that doesn't matter. I mean, if you're racing somebody, the winner at the end of the race isn't who has the most power, it's who gets there first, who can put that power down. I mean, especially street racing, it's very easy to overpower the road. So, anyway, I could talk about that all day long. But there is, and I've talked to a lot of different Powerstroke companies and stuff, and even some of them that, of course, they make their own turbo kits, do their own tuning and stuff like that or whatever. But a lot of them have, multiple record-holding Powerstrokes that are in the truck that came in. And most of them will tell you either A, the turbo or the fuel system, the stock fuel system on the 17 and 19 Powerstroke is actually pretty good. It's a jump up from the 15s. And it has a very capable fuel system on it. I mean, my truck's still stock fuel. I have aftermarket turbo. I don't know what kind of power I'm making, nor do I care, but I know I was able to get a big bump in, I was able to cut a lot off my time on my truck just from doing the turbo, and I haven't even done fuel yet. So that tells me that, there's the fuel system is very capable. But the factory turbo is not. I've talked, like I said, I've spoken with several of these big companies, and a lot of them will even tell you, you may get, a few here and there, 17 and 19 Powerstrokes, deleted and tuned, whatever, that will make 550, 560 to the tire, but that's about the highest they've seen. And, I think one company, one of them, they basically called it a factory freak because they were able to get it to 570, and they were able to get it to hit 570 twice. And that was with a loaded dyno. That was, corrected numbers and stuff like that, done in a 1-to-1 ratio. that was on a very cold day. DA was super low. It was done in South Louisiana, so it was super low DA, and stuff like that. So those are perfect conditions, and it's still, they were only able to squeeze out 270. I mean 270, 570, and that wasn't even, you know, that wasn't a tune that they let that customer leave their shop on. That was kind of like a all-out tune. Like, that's your drag strip tune. That's your bring a trailer tune, basically. That is not your, you know, what you go out on the road and put on your Tune 5 and go beat on your truck. That they backed it down a little bit for that guy. But, you know, and you can call up the company that made these claims or whatever, or, you know, comment or message the guy that's out there making this claim or whatever, and he's going to tell you that I'm probably, you know, he'll probably tell you I'm a liar, I don't know what I'm talking about, and they were able to do it and all this kind of stuff. But if they were able to do it, then why are none of these other companies that have been around for a lot longer, they do a lot more, they have a lot better reputation, why is it that they can't figure it out? How come they can't figure out how to squeeze 600 wheel horsepower out of one of these trucks? And they'll even tell you all day long it's not possible, but yet this company all of a sudden managed to do it. It's not going to happen. And I hate the fact that there are people out there that are buying this stuff under the assumption that, you know, oh, I'm going to make 600 horsepower to the tire, and I'm going to spend this, you know, $1,000, $1,500, however much it is that they're paying for this stuff, and be making 600 horsepower. They go throw their truck on a dyno, they lay down 530 to 550, and they're disappointed. That's just all there is. I mean, it happens a lot in the EcoBoost world too. It happens a lot in everything. I mean, it's not just Powerstrokes or EcoBoost. It's Duramax, Cummins, LS, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it happens in all, you know, all vehicles. But I don't know. I mean, I've noticed I've started getting a little bit more people that will watch my videos and stuff and follow my channel, and I want to share my information with y'all. I mean, if there's you know something you want to know about, or something you want to comment or whatever, or something you want to know, just comment it. I mean, I always do my research before I speak on this stuff, so just so I'm not out here looking stupid talking about something I don't know. You know, like I said, I want to share my information because, you know, just like in the line of work that I'm in, it's you're not going to know everything. I work with guys that have been doing this for 35 years, and they're still learning stuff. So, I mean, you know, if I learn something, I want to share it with y'all. I want to share it with somebody, maybe help somebody out, save somebody from making a bad purchase, or, you know, wasting money or whatever. I want to help anybody that I can. So like I said, I mean, if there's anything y'all want to know, or if y'all want to know more about Powerstrokes or EcoBoost or whatever, even LS, I mean, I'm very familiar with the LS platform. A little bit more familiar with the truck side of it, because I was more interested in racing trucks than I am cars. I don't really care to race cars. So I know a lot about LS, you know, trucks and stuff like that, as far as cams, heads, spec, and all that kind of stuff, whatever, and, you know, converters and gears, everything like that. How to basically build a good street setup in a truck whenever in a vehicle where you got to factor in weight. But yeah, just, I mean, anything y'all want to know, anything y'all want me to talk about or whatever, if I know something about it, I'll make a video on it. I know these videos are kind of boring, but, you know, I want to share any and all information and knowledge I have with y'all. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I mean, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it, because I know these videos are boring. But like I said, if there's anything you want to know, just comment, and I'll try to make some more videos. Thank y'all.